This is Priya, and I am talking to you via Vivek Estate IELTS near Golden Temple, Amritsar. So today I have come up with a very interesting story that I'm going to narrate to you, and it's called Bumbi Days. This will be an English reading, listening, speaking exercise. And if you are interested in listening to the Punjabi version, the link is given in the description. The story is an original creation of Mr. Vivek Mehra, and he holds the copyright to this story. Friends, you can do this two ways. Either you can mute my voice and just read the story, or if you want to listen to the story, then you can close your eyes and just listen to the story. Or if you want, you can look at the story also, read it and listen to me also. I will also be telling you the meanings of certain words. So hope you will enjoy. Let's start. Bumbi Days. So, whenever I meet my cousins these days, whether electronically or physically, the conversation invariably, mostly without any change, it is directed to our Bumbi days sooner or later, and more so if they are a few drinks down. The truth, however, is that be it guys or dolls, all of them are hopelessly nostalgic about those days. Nostalgic when you go down the memory lane and talk about those good old days. They post sepia-tinged Bumbi pictures. What are sepia-tinged pictures? It's a chemical process and it gives the photographs a faded background. So it makes it very original. So they post these pictures on Facebook, the Bumbi pictures, and get a lot of wows from our kin, our friends, our relatives, now spread all over the world. They love to take an almost unadulterated, that is pure, pleasure as they recount with a childlike delight countless stories about those days, much to the utter mystification of their respective kids and spouses. These relations came long after the Bumbi days were over, so they wonder with justification, what the hell is this Bumbi? And I know, friends, you're also wondering. So, yes, it too was a tube well, and yes, it too was located in a big agricultural farm. But that is where the similarity ends. Back in the 70s and 80s, it was a heaven, a paradise on earth. First, it gave its huge stream of fresh water, not to the fields, but into a good-sized swimming pool, that too our very own. But it was even more than that, much more. Back then, it meant a place where cousins, uncles, aunts, numbering over a score, that is more than 20, spent their summer holidays together without any of the petty is small, selfish jealousies that plague us today. Plague is something that troubles us. They travelled from all over India to be there. Every year they preferred Amritsar to any hill station or any other holiday destination. From Nagpur, New Delhi, Bombay, yes, in those days not Mumbai but Bombay, Muradabad, Kanpur. As each group unboarded the train, the buzz was always, man, I'm going to the Bumbi tomorrow morning and every day after for the next month and a half. Bumbi was joy with a capital J, pure and unadulterated. It was unlimited fun without the aid of a single gizmo of today. You know, gizmos like television, mobile, PlayStation, an iPad or whatever. It was youth as youth should be, without a care in the world. The school bags, along with their burdens, were thrust aside, pushed aside, forever after the usual inquiries. How did you fare? How did you do? Well, I flunked Marathi, failed Marathi even after the exam paper was leaked to me. Shucks, same here, y'all, with me for math. And that was the end of such boring conversations for the next 6 weeks or so, at least. Every day, during the early daytime, Bumbi was the ultimate males only club. Outsiders were also welcome to come and enjoy their mornings there. The family's ladies were allowed only in the afternoons after the outsiders had left the place and the huge wooden gates were closed. For us boys, Bumbi meant getting up early in the morning and drinking piping hot milk from the udders of our own cows, duly supervised by a strict aunt who ensured that everyone finished his tall steel glass. A future doctor-to-be would, however, usually hoodwink her, manage to cheat her, and surreptitiously, secretly, pour his share into the glass of any cousin who was not looking. The dirty dozen or so would then stuff themselves into a single ambassador and off they would go, yelling and jostling, that is pushing, and happy, all of them in one car, piled on top of each other. Talk about public transport. Bumbi meant an effeminate, like a female, Gwala, a cowhand, and his grossly overweight wife who were caretakers of the place. The kids would love to tease him and whoop in delight as he chased us. Bumbi meant applying a lot of mustard oil to your bodies and wrestling in the mud akhada. It also meant Chani, a rather dim-witted man who worked on his awesomely muscular body all day but never a minute on his brains. Channi was like that. The rowdy crowd loved to rag him, tease him, as he showed them his body. A rather lean but tough cousin would wrestle with him every day and simply refused to lose. Bumbi meant a Dilruba Dilliwali, a male cousin, so fair of skin that a mere touch would leave angry red marks on it. It also meant being treated to a cabaret dance by another cousin, full adorned in flowing skirts. Decorated, fully adorned means decorated, but here it means dressed in flowing skirts. I dare say he would get more cat calls and wolf whistles than any Munni or Sheila. Bumbi meant bathing all day in that lovely pool of cool water, shaded by huge trees. It meant being thrown into that pool with a good-sized airtight dalda ghee tin tied to your waist in case you were little and did not know how to swim. Thanks to dalda, I learned to swim almost before I learned to walk. It meant laughter, unlimited, fun, no end. It meant planning to dunk the girls in it, to throw the girls in the water when they were allowed to join us and hear them shriek, shout in fear. It also meant an infinite number of mangoes and pakoras and rich Amritsari food in pure desi ghee when the aunts too joined us. I'm sure no one had heard of diabetes, blood pressure and obesity back then. The day the ladies did not come, there was nothing to feed our famished tummies. Famished is hungry. So it meant raiding the cupboard of the owner of the place, our granddad, and finishing off all his eatables in one go, only to find it fully replenished, that is stocked, the next day and never ever being ticked off for it. We were never scolded for it. Bumbi meant catching jugnus at dusk and putting them into empty matchboxes and then seeing those matchboxes glow in the dark. It meant getting home in the evenings, having dinner and sleeping, smiling. Tomorrow was another Bumbi day. It also kept us out of the hair of our elders, which means that we did not give any trouble to them. They were happy. The rare evening we did not spend at the Bumbi, we were given 100 rupee notes to spend at the local cinemas and eateries. It meant being told at a cinema booking window that they could not sell 2 dozen tickets to a single buyer as he would black them. The amazed ticket vendor was shown all the 24 lined up in their best finery. Finery is how you are dressed with everything, your dress and the accessories, eagerly awaiting the show to start. Ultimately, Bumbi meant bonding. It meant crying at the railway platforms as each group went back, promising to come back next year. It meant waiting all year for the summer holidays to bring them back. Do you still wonder what the hell is Bumbi? It's a paradise lost forever. Friends, that is it. A recollection, a story. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is specially for the students of Vivek Estek IELTS. This information that I'm just going to announce. You will be asked some questions in the Monday online speaking session. And I suggest you listen, read this content many times so that you will be able to answer those questions, which I have no intention of telling you now, but your teachers with whom you are going to have the online speaking session will be fielding those questions, and I hope you do very well. As usual, your comments are very, very valuable to us, and I hope that you will like this story and you will comment on the story. So, thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure narrating this story to you.